Welcome to episode 3 of the Unadulterated Amateurs podcast. I'm Chuck Beeson, and this is my buddy Joel Norton.
What's good?
Uh-oh.
What's up, buddy?
You know, just hanging out. How you feeling?
Not too bad.
No?
Not today's not bad.
How were you feeling yesterday?
Not very good.
I'm sure of it.
I was hurting pretty bad yesterday.
I'm pretty excited to hear how Ben's feeling.
I imagine he's not feeling well.
Oh, I imagine.
We had my 30th at Chuckles over here, and it was fun. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Drank way too much. Trying to capture that I'm still young vibe, and
You caught it for the night.
we caught it for the night. It was the next day that I hard regretted it. I'm never drinking again.
No, yeah, you are.
Never again.
Yeah, me neither. Oh, wait.
Yeah. Yeah. As you're drinking for a podcast right now.
Hey, but I got a brontosaurus.
I see. I gave you the classy cup last time. So this time I was like, no, we're getting something straight out of the 70s.
I love it. Now
Yeah.
I got the kids cup.
What is that? Is it like a Welch's cup? I don't even know.
Yeah, it's
I think
Welch's.
it is. It's
Welch's,
like, that's old.
1988.
1988.
Dude, this cup's older than me.
Yeah. It's older than me too. So
Well,
yeah.
I'm older than you, so calm down, child.
No, we already knew that.
Thanks. Is it the hairline?
It's the hairline.
Of course it is.
Yeah. That's right. I'm catching up with you,
Always
bud.
the hairline.
I'm catching up with you. Look at this shit.
Yeah, yeah. Well, when you've been bald since you were 23, it is what it is.
I didn't say you were bald. You had a little bit of widow's
I was
peak.
balding.
Yeah. It was about see.
I think it was at 27. I got the bald spot in the middle of the head too.
You know what's funny? You were like that traditional dude that just couldn't accept that you were going bald.
Mhm.
You know how that's like a big thing?
Mhm.
Like it was, you look great at 25. You look phenomenal, bud. Still do. However, you started getting that little bald spot and you wanted that damn mohawk.
Dude, I had to try to hold on to it.
You wanted it so bad. That was about 27 probably. And you tried it. And I was like, Chuck,
You remember the orange nunchucks?
Yeah, that's exactly what it turned out looking like. And we had to have a talk with you legit about like, Chuck, what are you doing right now? What are you doing with your life?
I was trying to stay young.
Yeah, that's exactly what you said. I'm trying, guys. Maybe it'll come back. I'm like, no, it ain't coming back, bud.
Hey,
there was a whole spot missing in that mohawk, bud.
Bosley sent me things in the mail, okay?
Oh, all right. My bad.
It didn't work.
Yeah, okay, there it is. There it is. No, there's nothing wrong with it though.
No, and once I accepted it,
you look
it's all good.
You look fucking great, bud.
Thank you. I need a haircut again. It's starting to get in my eyes, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm at the same point though. Like, I'm just like, even I just have little, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna chop it off.
Yeah,
done with it, dude. But no, yeah, we went to had a little 30th birthday party at his place, and we partied like we were in our early 20s. We had rap and hip hop and 90s pop punk and all kinds of fun stuff. It was supposed to be a rager.
Yeah, and my buddy, he saw the video of it on Snapchat.
Which one?
The
Cotton Eye Joe?
Yeah, I think so.
So the best part about that is I know every time I craft. No, you go ahead and finish.
Okay. He said that it seemed like just a nice little hangout.
Yes.
With all the people.
It was the best part of that whole thing was I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I want a house party because it's like the opposite of what I normally want.
Right.
When I have parties, as you know, it's like us, like 6 people I know.
Yeah.
Legit. So I'm like, this time I want to be the opposite. I'm going to go out of my comfort zone to make it more memorable. So we decided to throw a big party at his house. He's invited a bunch of people. Only my friend showed up.
Well, in fairness.
And your brother.
Yeah. All my people.
Still my friend, but I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I'm giving you a person out of this.
Well, all my friends have grown up. They don't want to party anymore.
Yeah.
Or they all have kids.
Yeah. I think that's honestly, most of my friends, I don't think would have came either.
Right.
I mean, just in it was, hey, it's your 30th, so we're going.
Yeah.
But most of my friends are just like me. Half of them are socially awkward. And they're like, I don't want to go to a party where there's a lot of people and loud music.
Like Baby Bird just leaving.
Yeah.
He didn't say goodbye to nobody. And then you got Ben.
Yeah.
Throwing up on my front porch at midnight. At 2 a.m., he's throwing up in the toilet. My brother almost drew on him in the morning.
Oh my God. That he tried to be a little soldier about it. That's all good. Yep. You know, no, it was a good time though. I think though, my favorite part of that night, I don't even know if I get this up. I might have to get this up on a different podcast, but I want to do it. So my favorite part of the night, though, I always throw. My brother will call me like a couple weeks before a party, and that's how I'll judge what the tempo of this party, a party will be. Even if it's like me, you, and 4 other dudes.
Right.
He'll call me like, "Oh, dude, I haven't partied in a while." He's younger than us, obviously. He's a younger brother, and he's like, "We're gonna rage, basically, you know." And what ends up happening is he rages, and we drink to put up with it. But I always like dropping a song, and yeah, I've seen you do it. You start twitching, he's like all in your face, and then you're like, you're throwing shots back just to put up with them.
That's how you get me to line up 10 shots.
But the best part, I try to add a song in every playlist when I find out he's like, "Oh yeah." I'm like, "Oh, we're gonna get Drunk Jacob." That's my brother. Drunk Jacob tonight. So I'm like, I'm gonna add one song in there that I know he's gonna go ham to. And that Saturday it was Cotton Eye Joe.
Yep.
So I dropped it in there just hoping it would pop on, and perfect timing. Everybody had just drank enough that I look over, my wife and him are doing the Cotton Eye Joe dance. I was a little sad because I didn't get the video up fast enough. Yeah. Like I was trying to get to Snapchat.
So you missed me?
Oh no, I caught part of you.
Yeah.
Which is even more embarrassing because you were just like standing there trying to get the.
Dude, I'm terrible. I don't know how to do the Cotton Eye Joe. Yeah, I was going with it.
You're like, I'm not gonna try. I'm not even gonna try. But it was hilarious. They were dancing.
Yeah.
You don't see that a whole lot.
No.
Especially our kind of parties. That's not normal. But yeah, so that was hilarious. Mm-hmm. We had some fun, played some beer pong, aka water pong, because we're too classy for regular beer pong.
Dude, I would have done beer pong. It's in the garage.
I can't do it. Yeah.
Act like I haven't scrubbed the floor before.
Chuck, I've scrubbed the floor. You remember that one time, I played beer pong 2 times with beer in it. 2 times.
Yeah.
The last time I played beer pong with beer in it, it was in a garage, and there was stuff sticking to the balls and then landing in it. And I realized this is an awful idea. Horrible.
Honestly, COVID safe. Water ball.
Yeah, there you go. I still don't think that's quite safe, but yeah, no. Yeah.
It's safer.
It's
small sliver.
Safer, I guess. Yeah. You're not drinking So, but we had fun. Just messed around with that. And then we did no hand flip cup and regular flip cup. Like we went all the way back to our 20s for sure. I haven't played flip cup in probably 7 years.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I think it's been at leleast 5. I think the last time I played flip cup, I was playing with my grandma.
Look at us. We're all grown up.
My grandma's fantastic.
We're all grown. Your grandma played flip cup?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I've played beer pong with my grandpa.
I've played beer pong with my dad and my dad's friends, which is funny because he's not much of a drinking game kind of guy.
Right.
Like he's just like, why would I do that? We'd sit here and drink and talk.
Right.
We sound like alcoholics right now.
Retired?
Semi. People are like, wow, they partied hard. We haven't partied like this in a long time.
We were trying to party like it was 1999.
I wouldn't go that far because I was math bad. Math bad.
You were 7.
Thank you. 7. I had to look at him. I was homeschooled. No. All right. No, that was a good ass time. It was funny just to party with songs that like I said we were partying to back then. That's why I purposely like kind of threw some stuff together. Hearing your Lil Wayne and stuff that I don't listen to really that much anymore.
Yeah, and
kind of popping up. Young Jeezy.
Yeah,
R.I.P.
And then this guy decides he's gonna throw all his cans on the ground.
Set. No. I started a trend, and I even offered to clean up afterwards. I was very thoughtful.
They were just all laying there.
I don't know why. Somebody was talking to me before. I don't remember who it was.
Honestly, it was super easy to clean up. They were all in one spot. It was all good.
Yeah, I was like, well, no, you hid the trash can. That's what started it.
No, I didn't. I had it sitting right there behind the table.
Oh, the only one I knew of was hanging.
Yeah.
But I found that out after because the table was in the way.
Oh, geez.
And so
I guess I wasn't very clear.
Looking around, and I'm like, he doesn't have a trash can.
All right, now explain pouring your drink out onto my floor.
And what?
Yeah.
Okay,
you're standing there.
Let me finish one thing at a time. I will defend everything.
Tangents.
Okay. So the first thing, I didn't know where to put the cans, and I was like, you know what? We're gonna start something. So I started stacking them behind a chair. Somebody moved the chair along the ways, and you were like, I saw you looking over and twitching at it, like, why is there a pile of cans right there? But the funny part about this is that you've never thrown a house party, really, right?
Not at my house.
Not at this current house.
Correct.
It's been a while since you've thrown a house party.
Yeah.
Like way back in the day, I remember you had one. Like
I used to have house parties every few weekends.
You had a lot of people there back in the day too. Yeah. But so I was like, well, you haven't had a house party as an adult, which are not fun. Just having groups of people over in the house is stressful. You got to, it and
cleaning up before and afterwards.
You remember the guys night I had 10 people here, and 2 people showed up that I didn't know because my brother brought them.
Yeah.
And then one guy tried to start my lawnmower in my garage while we were in there.
Yep.
And then he was like, "Oh, I didn't know. How do you not know that's not a good idea?" I had to whip out the dad voice on him. All right, get off of there. It's like, what is happening right now? It's a grown ass man. Well, they were young. Well, a lot younger. They were like 8 years younger than us, probably.
Probably, but still adults.
Yeah. I was just like, oh my God. Someone tried to start a mower. They took the light bulb out of the socket that it broke apparently or something. Do you remember this? This is like a couple years back.
See, problem
this is where
with
I decided I don't really want to do house parties, have get-togethers. Really
see,
much anymore.
I get hammered to the point where I don't remember anything about twice a year, and it's usually one of the times is with you.
No, luau. I forgot about my luau's. Yeah, okay.
Either luau's, the guys' night, 4th of July, and then I guess about 5 times a year. Shoot, I'm gonna call it. Calm down.
He's like, every month, a couple times a month.
If it's a week, holiday, I'm drinking
a few times a week.
You know what?
Every day.
Cheers to that.
Every day. There, see, Jack. Maybe we should talk about the problem, the elephant in the room. You apparently have a problem here, and we should talk about it.
Yeah, because I drink so much.
You're hurting those around you, bud.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Y'all get entertainment out of it. Are you kidding me? Every time I get hammered, I hear a bunch of drunk Chuck stories, and they're hilarious.
You're the only one laughing.
Yes.
No, it's not bad. I'm just joking, bud. But no, it was a good ass time. It was fun. I definitely appreciate you throwing that for me, bud. It worked out well because my wife didn't have to stress out over trying to get this place around, and then kind of more of a carefree feeling. You're able to go to someone's house and.
Yeah, and it works out because it was in the garage. I haven't cleaned up all of it yet. I cleaned up a majority of it.
Yeah.
It's all very serviceable. I just got a handful of things still sitting out there.
Yeah, and I did offer to clean up my mess before I left.
He did.
Thank you. And what was the other thing I was supposed to defend?
Oh, yeah. So I'm hearing that based on the last podcast, you apparently don't like old people.
What?
Yeah.
No. You said some other wild stuff about the party.
Oh,
I did.
That you're supposed to defend that. Shut up, Joel.
Okay, we'll get to that other part in the moment. All right. No,
he knows what I meant. Calm down.
It took me a second. I was like lost. I was like, "What are you talking about right now?" I'm like, "I didn't do anything to any old people at the party, and if I did, no one told me anything."
You upset my neighbors.
You upset your neighbors. Let's be real. You're like, Dad, you're gonna deal with it.
Yeah. My parents are my neighbors.
I did something else at the party. You said that was.
Oh, you poured your drink out.
That's what it was.
On my garage floor. Who does that?
I don't remember that. What was I drink? Well, what kind of a drink?
It was a White Claw.
It was a White Claw.
Stare at the camera.
No, my wife walked in and then she walked back out.
Oh,
I was like, what is she doing?
No, somebody spilled their drink, and I'm like, really spilling it onto my floor, and then you just held yours up and poured a part of it out.
Yeah,
very rude.
That was for my dead homies.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
you didn't announce that.
Yeah, it was private.
Your dead homies don't know what a White Claw is.
No, they don't. No, yeah, that was my shot at rebelliousness. I was trying to make you proud.
It worked
slightly. Yeah. You were like, "That's all you got."
Now it's covered in your eyes.
You're like, "This is all you got." Yeah, it was a good time though. I was definitely hurting yesterday, and I legit just sat around and hung out with the kiddos. And
oddly enough, I woke up at 8:00 on Sunday.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Woke up at 8, played around until about 9, got up, had a nice little monster rehab. Take away there.
Kick started.
And I felt great.
Yeah, I didn't do much to mess with it. I just drank a bunch of water, made sure I was hydrated, and moved on. But
yeah.
Yeah. And what you were talking about, the other thing where I was insulting old people. I was not. I did not mean to insult old people. You idiot. Oh, I love it. I'm like, I don't even know what you were talking about. I was like, what are you talking about? I immediately thought of your dad. I'm like, what did I do to him?
They did hear us a bunch.
I bet they did. Yeah, you did not do much to stop people from running around outside. Let me tell you.
I didn't care. I warned them.
It was awesome. And then, yeah.
Although I do wish the dog was outside so I could hear people, I want to pet it. No.
Oh, yeah. He hates me, that poor little guy. I like him, but he's
not the little one, the bigger one.
I don't think I've seen the picture.
There's a lab pit bull mix.
Oh.
And she will eat your face off.
Really?
Yes, 100%. She does not like people.
She will eat your face off. Your Basset Hound doesn't like people either.
No, she's just nervous with them, though.
The whole time
she wouldn't bite anybody.
I'm like, hey, puppy.
Yeah, she wouldn't hurt anybody, though.
Normally, you know, where you put your hand out in front of the dog and they smell your hand?
Yeah.
That normally works for me every time. That dog? No. It's like, and then I start walking away. Footsteps.
She's afraid of her own shadow.
Ah, okay. Now, going back to what you said about me hating old people. Not true. Not true, people. However,
I don't know. I feel like it's true.
I had a few people point out that I sounded very stereotypical, and I was being stereotypical about small town people and older people on their thoughts on D&D.
Yeah.
Definitely did not mean it that. I guess I was more trying to pinpoint what kind of shaped me into being ashamed of D&D and nerd in general, right?
And I think the part that maybe the other people missed out on was more of you were talking about the types of people that were in your life that fit those categories.
That's what I fail to say. See, my speech is not great. Fair. Yeah. So it was more so of from my perspective,
right.
This is what was happened in my life. A lot of older generation specifically were a little more judgy about nerdy stuff and small town people.
Yeah.
In general. Yeah. But it like I said, the way I said it though came off as I was hating on small towns and
which of course you're not. Obviously, your uncle
is one who got me into gaming as well. Yes. Yeah. So it's not, like I said, it's not all the way around. It was just my not well worded perspective.
Yeah.
Is all it was. Hey.
Yeah.
Speaking of D&D.
Yeah.
I heard you got some fun stuff going on D&D wise.
I do.
Question. Are you still running D&D?
I am.
You are. What kind of things are going on in that one?
It's a lot of homebrewed stuff.
Yeah.
And my brother decided he wanted to play a big brute.
Ooh, you got your brother in on it.
Yes, I did. My brother, his wife, and then my cousin Kyle.
Really?
Yes. And Brandon wanted to play a big brute who was loud, obnoxious, and fairly stupid. So he based his character off of, you remember that old video where the barbarian kicks in doors and just yells Leroy Jenkins?
You're talking about the old Warcraft video.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's a classic, dude.
Brandon's character's name is Leroy Jenkins. Based completely off of that character.
Yeah, that's fitting. That's how it always starts. You always name when you first start, you start naming your characters off of something. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I remember I wanted a Minotaur.
Yeah.
Immediately starting off. My uncle had pre-gens and it was an human archer. And he's like, hey, we're seeing if you like it. If you want to get that in depth with that, I was already there.
Right.
Because of Dragonlance. But I was like, he's like, we'll see what you think. Just kind of mess around with this human archer and whatever. And this is not D&D. To be clear, this was Rollmaster. But anyways, so we are playing. He's like, you got to come up with a name for it. And I was like, okay. Well, I was going to name my character Kaz the Minotaur. Right?
I like that.
Yeah. So I named my archer Kaz because I couldn't come up with another name.
Okay.
And that's what I'm saying. So like your first character is normally a character that you know, your first couple, honestly. It's all like what you know. And then later on you start you're like, well, I don't want to name the same character.
Yeah. My first two, I played a barbarian. And I think I named him Conan.
Fitting. Yeah. Okay.
And my second one, I named Bridget. Because I was a halfling.
Wheel of Time. Forget.
Huh, that's not where I got it from.
Oh, okay. I was like, did you steal this from there? Then you have my brother who's been using the same character name. He swaps it every 10 years, probably.
Oh, geez.
That's
So original.
Unreal. He's a min-maxer too.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Same thing every time.
Totally get it.
He's like, I got to be a fighter because I get a bonus feat. We're playing 3.5, as you can see. So
yeah,
I am. What are you playing? You playing 5th?
I'm playing 5e mostly, and then some 3.5.
You know what's messed up?
What's up?
I got, as you can see up there, a lot of 5e books. I've been collecting them since they come up. They've started when
it
first dropped. I remember pre-ordering the first one that was like D&D 5th edition's coming out.
Right.
I still haven't learned or played it. What do you think compared to 3.5?
I think 5e is easier.
More streamlined? That's what everyone seems to tell me. It's more streamlined.
More streamlined. It's easier for the player, and it's easier for the DM.
Okay. Is it still pretty customized? Like,
yes.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, it's still D&D.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want.
Right.
Like I was telling my buddy, I got a buddy, he was talking about, he's like, can I play as like Aaron Rodgers?
What?
I'm like, sure. So realistically, you're going to be an archer. And when you shoot an arrow, we're just going to say it's a football.
Okay.
Problem solved.
That's, yeah. See, that's how you got, that's a creative DM for you right there. Good job, bud.
Yeah. But then, my brother's wife, her character's named Zelda.
Classic.
Yep. And she's a druid.
A druid?
Yep. A wood elf druid. She's having fun with that. And then I don't remember what my cousin's character's name is. I got it all written down in notes, but his is original.
Yeah.
And he's playing a ranger. And then since I have 3 people, I thought it was fitting to throw in Wheel of Time stuff.
Sure.
Because I'm a huge fan of Wheel of Time. So I have one person who's super lucky, another person who talks to wolves.
Yeah.
And then I got another person who is starting to get magic, but he doesn't know how it's happening.
So I'm assuming your players don't read very much, right?
They do not know Wheel of Time. They do read a lot.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But they just don't know that series yet.
Ah.
And I got them to a point where I'm like, I want you to watch the show.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm past it. I already gave them their little niches.
Yeah.
So how I'm doing the magic, though, is my cousin bought these wizard cards.
Okay.
Wizard spell cards.
Yeah. So
I just sit there with those. And as we're going through, I'll just like grab a card and just be like, hey, what's your character thinking about right now?
Yeah.
And he'll say something. And I'm like, all right, this happens. Or it doesn't happen.
I love when your players are, I don't want to say ignorant, but when they're unaware of certain series or things that you're going for. Yeah. Like when I ran that Cthulhu campaign.
And I had no idea what was going on.
And I was like running out of time to set everything up. And I was like, I'm going to wing it. And guess what? I'm like, you know what? I just played that Cthulhu PS4 game.
Yeah.
And so I used all that pretty much just from what I off the top of my head, and I winged the whole campaign. And we were there for 12 hours. And to this day, you guys say it's probably one of the better ones I've ran.
Absolutely.
Which is just hilarious.
Yeah.
I feel like when you talk about chopping and like using ideas from stories and games and stuff, people are like, kind of like, but come with something original. But a lot of people use modules as well.
Yeah. You know, I'm my buddy Jack, he runs a campaign and he created this entire world. There's a lot of homebrewing. There's a lot of different things.
Homebrew is good.
Yeah. You have to homebrew when you want to create your own world.
Yeah.
And he's got this entire world created. It's insane. Just the way he has the story laid out. It's a free world campaign. He's not streamlining anything anywhere.
Really?
We can go wherever, do whatever. He gives us 3-4 options at a time. We decide.
Okay, cool.
And if we pick wrong, we might end up in the wrong spot at the wrong time.
Yeah.
It's just how it is.
Yeah.
Which is super cool. I really enjoy that campaign. Thing is, that's well planned out, well thought out.
Yeah, takes time.
Which, honestly, I do appreciate and I do love that. But at the same time, I also really enjoy when my DM is just coming up with stuff.
Just winging it.
Yeah. Which is 100% of what I'm doing is DMing.
Yeah.
Because you know me.
Yeah.
I don't plan things out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just winging everything. And my people seem to enjoy it a lot. They're having a lot of fun with it.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, your people are having fun.
Right.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. They're having fun. I'm having fun with it. I love sitting there laughing because Kyle's playing a character that's kind of serious.
Yeah.
Sarah's playing a quiet character. And then we got Brandon's character.
Yeah.
Who's just this loud, obnoxious meathead. It cracks me up because I'll make it very clear. Hey, this is a trap.
Yeah.
Do not kick this door down. It will explode. And then he just yells at the top of his lungs in real life, Leroy Jenkins, and kicks the door down.
And runs on in.
And it cracks me up every time.
I don't know if you guys actually seen the video, but it didn't end well, if I remember right. Aren't they ending it? They're like, well. Damn you, Leroy. And they're like yelling at him. And they all like get slaughtered, right? If I remember right.
It never ends well when you just run in yelling.
But it's funny.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Which is why that's the one I gave the luck to.
Yeah.
Because that way, when he does kick that door in that has the trap, now I'm going to roll a percentile.
And you're talking Matthew Cawthon, right? From Real Time Luck, I'm assuming. Like the roll the dice.
100%.
Yeah. Spoilers for those guys who haven't got through the first 3 books. Good job, Chuck.
I didn't say his name.
People are like, what are you talking about, Luck? So I filled them in.
Fair enough.
It's like Chuck's spilling spoilers without understanding he's spilling spoilers.
Sorry, guys.
The book's only been out since the 80s, right? Is it the 80s?
Something like that.
Is it, yeah.
I mean,
you had plenty of time to read it. I don't care if you were born yesterday.
Let's see. I've been at my job for almost 5 years now. And I read the books when I was working with you.
Oh, yeah. They were before that even. I think they ended in 2011-ish or 12.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I'm not sure.
That's off the top of my head. Obviously, I don't remember.
I know I picked up because you brought it up at one point.
Picked up what?
Those books.
Wheel of Time?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think there was part of a reading, like me and you were like, oh, I think we were just, me and Jacob were talking about it, my brother, and you were like, oh, really? And I was like, I think you probably suggested reading together because at that time, I don't even remember, we had a little book club, you, me, and Aaron.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we were reading real random stuff. And you're like, we'll just do this on the side. So I was reading, and I think you dropped out of the book club just to read these eventually because you realized how much it was going to take up.
Right.
And I was reading a book from the book club in between listening to Wheel Time.
Yeah, and there was no way I was getting in that.
Yeah.
It wasn't working.
I did a book between each book for Wheel Time.
I mean, if we wanted to start that again, we could.
What's that?
The book club.
The book club was fun.
Yeah.
You didn't even get through the first Eye of the World when we started the reread.
Hey, you calm down.
I'm just saying.
That's because I'm reading a different book. Wow. I have 2 books.
How is that so far?
It is good.
You're Brent Weeks, right?
Yes.
I don't even know. Is that how you pronounce that?
Yes.
Is it Brent Weeks?
I believe so. But I've heard
good things.
What is it? The Black Tower? Or the Black Prism.
Black Prism.
Black Prism.
That sounds familiar.
I tried to read the Black Tower before. It's a different book by a different author.
Stephen King?
Yes.
Did you see he's getting back into fantasy?
I did not.
He's coming out with a new book at the end of the year.
Don't do this.
And it's going back into fantasy.
Don't do this.
Why? You know you love it.
I do.
He's a big Stephen King fan.
I am.
Same.
Honestly, I haven't read a book by Stephen King that I didn't like. It was actually really good.
I freaking loved it.
What's that one that I really liked? Dr. Sleep and
The Shining.
Yeah, The Shining. Phenomenal. Sorry, I'm not good with names.
Yeah, The Shining's hard.
Calm down. You're so mean.
No. Yeah, there's some good Stephen King books. There's a few that I didn't like.
I liked Cujo.
Cujo was good. I enjoyed Cujo as well. I did not like you said The Black Tower.
Yeah.
What's the first book of that called?
I think it's called
Is it called The Black Tower?
I believe so.
I don't think it is.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. I didn't like the first one. After that, all the rest of the series, I pretty much enjoyed.
Yeah, I got a buddy who was trying to get me to read those. And of course, I tried to read the paperback copy instead of listening to the Audible.
I'm pretty sure.
And I think that was my mistake.
But I think you read the first one with me.
Did I read the whole one?
That was part of our book club. Or it was right after we finished Wheel of Time. And you were like, I need something new. And then.
You're not the only one that told me to read it, though.
And then we read it. and then you were like, I don't think I'm doing good reads anymore. Takes too much time, and then you stop doing good reads.
That's fair.
It's called The Gunslinger.
Yeah, Gunslinger. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. You and
Yeah, I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. I was not a fan of that.
because my buddy Charles wanted me to read that book too.
Yeah, I was trying to see if you left our boy Aaron Wolf gave it a 5-star rating.
He liked it.
He did.
I mean, yeah, that one. Yeah, honestly, it had some good parts.
It was like with the
but
crow.
It was just slow. Yeah,
a crow person, or was it a crow sentence? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think so.
It was really odd.
Yeah, it was different.
I was like,
very
I'm not
different.
sure about this. The rest of the series, mind-blowingly good.
Yeah, but no, I'm currently about halfway through the Black Prism.
Is that a book of
Brent Weeks.
1 out of?
I think it's 1 out of 4 or 5.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's real interesting. He goes really in depth with how the magic works.
Yeah.
And he brings the magic to life.
That's always good.
Like, it gives it a consistency, a smell, a texture, a feeling.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's odd.
It's wild.
Okay. The other person that's really good with magic systems, Brandon Sanderson.
Okay.
He had one that was colors.
Yeah, this one's colors too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just like, what? And like, someone told me about it, and I was like, this isn't going to work.
Yeah.
I think it was Warbreaker. And it was awesome. And then there's some other stuff. He's done some other ones. I think he did metals.
Okay.
I don't know how the metals one works. I haven't read that, but
that's interesting.
Yeah. And then he had one that was shard based as well.
Yeah. I like my shard based magic.
Actually, dude, that'd be my next suggestion for you.
What
is that trilogy that he did?
Okay.
I cannot remember the name off the top of my head. Stormlight Archives.
Okay.
They got the narrators that did Real Time as well.
Oh no.
Yeah, and it's a big, thick book. Like it's.
I have 5 credits on Audible right now.
Oh, it's just as epic.
Don't say this to me.
It's just as epic too.
Because I'll go download it.
Yeah, I think he's got it's supposed to be a really long spanning thing, book series too. But I read the first 3 and I was really impressed. I'm not saying it's the same as Wheel of Time,
right?
Because it's definitely a lot more unique. Like they power up. If I remember, it's been a good 4 or 5 years since I read it,
right?
But it was like this giant thunderstorm hits, and basically it charges up the crystals with magic, and then they put it in armor. And they have like giant mech suits and shit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, I would suggest those pretty good. Those were good.
Yeah.
Like
I might have to make that my next series.
He does really well with magic systems.
Yeah.
I struggle with magic systems, I feel like.
Magic systems are difficult.
They are.
They're interesting.
Because you can write down a magic system, and
it can look good on paper.
Yeah.
And then the more you think about it, the more in depth you have to go with
and you're like, the more, yeah. And then when you try to get real unique with it, you're like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Like the Brandon Sanderson one. I could be wrong here. This could be way out of line. But I thought I heard someone say that he ate metal. Like you eat a piece of metal, and that's what charged up their magic. And depending on the ore or something, it was different. I could be completely wrong about this.
Yeah. See, real quick, kind of a spoiler alert.
Write that down, and it looks stupid as hell.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you'd write it well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, mind you, real quick.
No spoilers.
No, I'm giving a spoiler alert.
Is it about the book you're reading?
Yeah.
Don't do it because I'm going to read it still.
Fine. Okay.
I want to go into that blind.
All right. That's fair.
You already told me one thing.
Yeah.
Did you, this is off topic. Yeah. Did you have any, what was your high for we should do highs and lows.
For the week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like week highs and lows. Do you know what's funny? I used to do highs and lows in like church camp and stuff.
Okay.
Or actually might have been Sunday schools too. Go around a circle and do your highs and lows.
Yeah.
At the time I always hated them, but I kind of miss it.
Okay. We can do that. I don't care.
You want to do highs and lows?
Yeah. Right.
You're starting then.
All right. My high is I got a new watch.
A bougie one too, looks like.
Yeah. Super bougie. It's a Michael Kors. My buddy got it for me.
Spoiling you.
I know, right?
Wow.
I think he said it was my Christmas gift, and I just got it late.
Okay.
But he let me pick it out and everything, and pretty excited about that.
It looks dope, dude.
Yeah, thank you.
I like it.
What was your high?
That was your high?
Yeah.
I gotta say, my high was a Cotton Eye Joe thing, dude. That was hilarious.
That it was
It cracked me up. And then I sent it to my parents and everybody and embarrassed my brother and my wife.
worth it.
Cha-ching. Yes.
Totally worth it. I'm assuming your low was The Hangover.
No.
No.
I'll let you go with your low first.
My low, it snowed.
That's a good low.
Yeah.
It's Ohio, guys. It's officially snowed.
Yeah, and
It's
it
bad.
snowed a lot.
Oh my God. It wasn't just like, oh, look, the grass is covered. It's like
oh, look, everything's covered.
Yeah. I went out to my car and there was like this much snow on top. I was like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
And honestly, the worst part is it snowed the night of the party, so my car wasn't in the garage. The one night my car's not in the garage, it decides to snow.
Yes. That is awesome. That's good.
Yeah.
No, my low, on a more serious note, my cousin passed away.
Oh shit.
Yes. Yeah. So that's, you never want to see that. But
No. Sorry to hear that, man.
No, it's okay. That's all right. She was around my dad's age.
Okay.
So it sucked because, they're like siblings, I see her.
Yeah.
I'd probably see her like twice a year.
Yeah.
It was like Henry County Fair, always ran into her. And we always had a big family get together in the summer.
Yeah.
For 4th of July. And, yeah, man, it's sad. She's like the nicest person. Like seriously, like wonderful. Like
Yeah.
you would meet her and she'd be one of those people, like she'd meet you once, saw you again, and she'd come up and say hi to you. And you'd be like, you'd probably like, I don't remember who this lady is, but she was real nice. She was wonderful.
Anytime anybody does that, that's how that happens.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, she had just had a wonderful laugh, and it's terrible, sad. So I had to,
That is sad.
yeah. Friday was the showing, and then yeah, Saturday was all the other stuff, and then yeah, but yeah, not easy to deal with, but
no, losing anybody, even if regardless if you're close with them or not, losing a family member is always hard.
Yeah, just even not even family. It's just like a weird feeling, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I remember I was working at the grocery store and someone passed away, one of the cashiers, but I'd only known her for like a couple months.
Right.
But it's so weird to be like, this person's not just
just somebody you knew.
Gone. Yeah, it's just like weird. It's like, yeah,
it's rough.
Yeah. So then, yeah.
And I've been to a lot of funerals because
you just went to it last week too, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. This is the worst part about getting old, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I
mean, that guy, he was an older gentleman. And
yeah.
I mean, granted, when you know somebody that's in their 70s, 80s,
yes,
it's still rough.
Yeah, but it's also like at this point, they don't have to go through any more health issues, or there's always like, something that
I wasn't close enough.
They lived a good life, or
and I wasn't close enough to him to know if he was going through any health issues like that or not.
Right.
But
yeah, because then you have 2 people pass away on like the same, or funeral wise, it was the same day. That was last week, I think.
Yeah. So my great uncle.
Yeah, and you
passed away.
Did not really know him, correct?
No. I honestly, I saw a picture of him. I don't know who he is.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But he passed away, and I found out about the funeral on the day of the funeral.
Yeah, while you were at another funeral.
Was over.
At another funeral, yeah. Yeah, that's rough.
That was rough, but that was over a week ago. So
yeah. Yeah, that's a
plus.
I think my cousin passed on Tuesday, I believe it was, and then yeah, it's been just
makes for a really bad
that
week.
Weird processing thing. You know what I mean? Like I just not sure if I've quite processed it myself yet.
Well, you got that. The first stage is you just don't believe it yet.
Yeah, you're kind of in denial.
Yeah,
and then you're not, even like when you're going to the showing and stuff.
Yeah,
and then that's when it normally hits me.
And when you see them, it's like, oh
yeah. Yep. So that's exactly what it basically was for me. And then I'm a softie. So I'm like, I didn't even like really, like I was really sad, but I didn't really like, tear up or cry or anything until I got to the showing.
Right.
And then I saw like her sister, and I was like, oh.
Then you get a little bit of that.
Yeah.
What is that? Empathy?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's what you're looking for. Yeah. Yeah.
I always struggle with the difference between sympathy and empathy.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I had to, for writing, I had to look it up, and I was like, whoa, I had these mixed up at some point. Yeah.
I always mix the two up because I'm not sure which is which, and I'm not exactly sure of definitions for either of them, really.
If I'm believe let's see if I can act a fool here. I believe empathy is like understanding someone else's scenario and like feeling for them.
Okay. And
Whereas
then sympathy
is just feeling sorry. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's correct.
That's fair.
I think.
And I think I got the right word there.
I could be wrong. So yeah, that was definitely my low.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was nice because the party, my dad and all the uncles, they were celebrating her life that evening too. So they were sending me snaps of them drinking, and in my own way, I was celebrating my 30th. I guess this kind of sounds depressing, but at the same time, you know, I was like,
well, your low is pretty low.
Yeah, and you need something to lift you up a little bit in that time.
Absolutely.
You know? So that was definitely fun. Got my mind off things.
Yeah. Isn't your uncle having something for you too?
I think he's doing something in February. He normally does. You know how we do our guys' night on the beginning of the year, and we just celebrate all the birthdays at once normally.
Yeah.
Except for the big. So we did 30 for you, 30 for me. We did Dan's 30.
Yep.
So normally, otherwise than those, we just have like a giant, like all the guys come over for one birthday party, celebrate all of the birthdays.
We call it guys' night. It's just a bunch of us just sitting out there hanging out.
This year is the 10th year anniversary of us doing that.
Is it really?
Yep. I mean, you probably were in it for 5
or 6.
Yeah, but my buddy Mitchell and my brother have been doing it since 2012. It actually was not originally. I don't think it was originally a guys' night. More so, it was actually kind of depressing. It was when my sister passed away.
Okay.
It was us celebrating her birthday, I believe, is what it started it. And so we were like, hey, you know, it's her birthday. We're going to celebrate her, even though, you know, she's not here, because that's what she would have wanted, you know, kind of a get together. It started with that. And then slowly we started bringing more people in. So it was like my cousin. We brought him in. And he's a little younger than us, knew my sister. But then you start bringing other people that didn't know your sister. Yeah. And it just gets weird to talk about at some point. We were like, oh, yeah, we're celebrating my sister's death. And so it turned from that to we're just going to have a guys' night.
I think you worded that wrong. You're celebrating your sister's life.
Yes. I definitely worded that wrong.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Yeah. No, so you're celebrating her, a remembrance of her. And definitely spelled that wrong. But yeah, so they get more of like tedious to just repeat over and over too.
Right.
Kind of weird. Like,
that's why I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yep. We just kind of stopped talking about it. Like for us, we're celebrating her life and stuff, but it's not a universal thing.
Yeah. I just always thought it was like, hey, let's get a bunch of guys together. We're going to drink, play a bunch of games, and hang out.
Yeah, no, it started with like kind of celebrating her birthday, and then it slowly evolved to get new people into it, just to having just a nice little night, kind of get your mind off things. And you know, this year I think I'm going to bring that element back into it a little bit though. Yeah. But I think because I was like thinking about it, you know, it's not a universal thing. You didn't know my sister. Right. Most of my group did not know my sister. However, at this point, we've all lost people in our lives. So it can be like kind of a universal, hey, this is for the ones that ain't here anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think I'm going to bring that little bit of that element in, get a couple of drinks in me, and I will be able to do a speech of some sort. Yes.
You brought in that speech last year and almost had me in tears.
You didn't tell me that.
No, I didn't.
Really?
Yeah.
Aw, Chuckles loves me. Yes.
I'm a softie at heart.
I didn't realize that. You never told me that. That's funny. I felt like it was a terrible speech too.
No, I just don't usually wear my feelings on my sleeve.
See, I just do stuff that's unexpected, and that's normally what gets you. I feel like,
well, because there was something else when you got more of that sentimental side to you than I do.
Dude, I have a really, which is actually kind of a rough thing, because when you're that sentimental, and then when things aren't being like they used to be, then you start getting depressed and you get in a rut, and it's like a whole thing.
Right.
I've had in the last few years, I've had to actually work not to be so nostalgic. Yeah, because
like,
it actually makes me depressed. In the long run.
You brought up everything with that on the last episode with that surprise, the logo and the name for that series.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And the way you brought it up was super sentimental, and it meant a lot, and you know, it was heartwarming and nice. I'm not good at that. I can't do that stuff.
Yeah,
I'm terrible with it.
Yeah, there was a few other times because I was like, I can't remember what it was, but it's normally when I surprise you.
Yeah, well, last year, yours was you busted out the bottle of the writer's tears.
Oh, yeah.
Because you finished your rough draft of your first book.
Which doesn't procrastinate further. Yeah.
And then
that was a huge achievement just
absolutely.
because, dude, you don't even understand how many times I've rewritten that damn book.
Yeah.
So many times in the last 10 years. Like I get close to finishing it. I can't do this. I have to restart it.
I can't tell you how many different versions of that book that I've heard from you.
Yeah, I know.
And I just can't wait to
at this point, I'm
hear
like,
the final one.
At some point you realize you're afraid of it being a bad book and you've held it in for so long, like knowing the story. And this point where I'm at now, I'm realizing, hey, I need to get my shit together, put it out. If it's a terrible book, so be it. Learn from the mistakes
and move
make
on.
something new. Yeah. So, but yeah, so I finally finished the rough draft for it and then did a little speech at the thing just to thank everybody.
And then you were giving personal shout outs and all that with it. And you hit on me and I'm like, oh, this guy.
I had to hit on you. You were the sexiest guy in the room.
Oh,
yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that hits me right in the feels, buddy.
Good, bud. I honestly thought it was a terrible speech. I couldn't remember, but I was like, I felt pretty awkward before I did it. I was like, yeah, I didn't drink enough for this. I was like, nope. No, obviously the shout outs were well deserved because I wouldn't be anywhere in my writing career without you and Jacob.
Yeah.
Too bad Aaron wasn't there because he deserved a definitely shout.
Yeah.
Shout out to Aaron Wolf. Dude, I would be nowhere without you three guys for sure.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, it's just one of those things, like you start getting into that stuff and I get uncomfortable.
I noticed that. I noticed the uncomfortableness.
I don't know if you noticed it in the last podcast, but I got super uncomfortable there too.
I actually didn't really. Yes, a little bit. Yeah. A little bit, but not terribly.
My tone changes a little bit. I get a little softer. And
I've seen you much worse.
Oh, yeah.
I actually felt bad about the one because it was my sister passing away. Yeah. It was a memorial. It was like, I wanted to put a nice little post on there. It was like 4 years ago, maybe. Right. Yeah. And I had written something up just on the spot while we were working.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, what do you think of this? And then I like look over and you're like, tears welling up in your eyes. And I was like, oh shit, I'm sorry, bud. And you're like, why would you not tell me what you were gonna make me read? I was like, oh dude, I'm sorry. my bad. You're like, I don't like crying. Sorry.
Well, bro. In all fairness, I don't cry very often.
Yeah.
I think it's been good 3 years.
Since you cry?
Yeah. It's not healthy.
I mean, I feel like everybody's got their own their ways.
Well, we all have our own coping mechanisms too.
But. Yeah. Like I'm definitely soft. I've definitely cried earlier than that. Like, well, just fucking over this weekend. You know what I mean? Just
I blame my dad.
Blame your dad.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah.
I found out in my adult life that my dad's a softie in his own way.
I could see that.
You know, worst part is he never showed anybody, including me,
that he had that soft side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the whole time, he just cries to my mom, which is kind of adorable.
That is adorable.
Yeah, super adorable. But he's never showed his soft side.
Kudos for him, because there's some of that, like, I don't know, like some of the older gentlemen I know, they're like, they wouldn't even show it to their wives. Like, that kind of.
And once I found that, I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
You're an emotional wreck just like I am. And I'm over here thinking I'm all alone. What is this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's obviously it's not really bothering me. Maybe when I was younger it did.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh man, people are judging me.
You know what my favorite part is?
I didn't like people judging me.
We're getting ready to do this whole session on D&D.
Hey, you know what? I'm having fun. This feels good. This feels good though.
Yeah.
Just kind of a natural flow to it.
Absolutely.
We still got a little D&D talking.
We did.
I think I said, so how's that going? And then it somehow rolled into something else, which is fine.
It's what we do.
That was one of the things. I think I was re-listening to our first and second, and for me, like trying to keep it back on topic, it felt almost like I was being repetitive.
Yeah, we're almost being too forced.
Yeah.
Whereas here, we're at least having a natural conversation.
Feels good. Just chit-chatting with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like it. Dude, just listening to the second episode compared to the first.
Yeah.
Made me realize how bad that first one was.
Oh, it was so bad.
Like,
don't get me wrong.
It was just awkward. And it's like the first 40 minutes of that is like, it's rough.
Well, I could definitely tell that I was making mistakes.
You were kicking the camera.
I wasn't close enough to the microphone. I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah. You got to get used to these mics, to be fair, dude. Like it takes a second to get used to. When I was started live streaming with my Blue Yeti over there, it took me a minute because I'm like, oh my gosh, like especially this is a dynamic mic. We wouldn't be able to use condensers. Dynamic just picks up your like right here.
Yeah.
Right. And then condensers like the whole area or whatever.
Yeah.
But if we had a condenser here, it'd be the geckos would be.
Yeah, we don't need any of that.
It takes a second to get used to that. I got to be up decently close.
Yeah, and I think
they sound so dang good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate my voice in this.
No, yeah, same here. That's normally my issue. I really don't like my voice on recordings at all, and I was like, hey, this is actually listenable to me.
Yeah.
So, but the second one, dude, yeah, we were so much better.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's definitely a few things, and I noticed I need to definitely work on like explaining myself better.
Yeah.
So it doesn't sound like I'm hating on people.
Right. Actually, fun part about that is I went home and me and my brother were playing video games.
Yeah.
And as we're playing, he's like asking me a story about something or another. And I just kind of explained to him. He didn't understand. So I just kind of sat down, went play by play. He's like, you know what? Yeah. You were never this good at explaining things before.
See, it's already, it's doing good things for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also noticed, oh my gosh, and I lost my train of thought.
We're good at that.
Dude, I'm really good at that.
That's why we are the unadulterated amateurs, baby.
Hell yeah. No, dude, I'm digging this so far. This is a fun, I find this fun. Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Like I find myself, I'm like, oh, I'll do something like, hey, this would be good to talk about on the podcast.
Oh yeah.
Well, half the time I forget about it. And that still, which I should start writing notes. But at the same time, like I said, I want to feel more natural. Like we're doing this episode feels really sexy.
Yeah. And I think
feels good.
I think the big thing is what we need to do is we need to have an idea.
Yeah.
And then when we bring up that idea and just flow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty much what we've done here.
Dude, I'm still cracking about the Willow.
Why you gotta bring Willow up?
I just thought it was hilarious. I was hoping for a good reaction from you, and that was pretty good.
Did you get what you wanted?
Yeah, no, that was the same. That was my face when I first heard her newer stuff.
It was just, I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard.
Where'd it come from?
When you go to like whip your hair back and forth, and then someone's like, "Oh yeah, that girl, she's doing pop punk now." And you're like,
honestly, thinking of Cotton Eye Joe.
No, you know what I thought?
Where'd she come from? Where'd she go?
Aaron Wolf told me about her.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Hey, you should listen to her." I think it was Transparent Soul.
Yeah,
and I was like, "Yeah, I think it was Transparent Soul." Yeah. And he was like, "Hey, you should listen to that." It was like featuring Travis Barker, and I was like, "Eh." And then when he said she's like doing pop punk now, and I was like, in my head, like it wasn't even pop punk that I thought. It was like Rebecca Black. It came in my head. You know what I'm talking about? No. It's Friday. It's Friday. It was awful. I'll whip my hair back and forth. It was more like, it was better, easier to listen to than fucking Rebecca Black. Oh man, that was rough. But yeah, so I was like, that's what I was thinking when I went in to listen to Transparent Soul, and I was like, just dropping the F word right off the get go, and then she just, I'm like, what?
You said Willow, and then it registered as Will Smith's daughter, and then you dropped that, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, I can see the Transparent Soul, guys. If you haven't seen the React video to Transparent Soul, it is pretty amazing just to see his face. It's pretty fine. Yeah, I like her though, man. I'm excited to see what she's doing.
I mean, I'm a fan now.
I'm kind of hoping she's like at Riot Fest, low key. Because I'd see her after hearing just those 3 songs.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I'd see her. But then again, I'm always game to see everybody wants, you know what I mean?
You know me at those concerts.
Yeah, you're like, hey, I haven't seen them. Let's check it out.
I've never heard of that band. Let's go. Yes. I don't care.
That's what we should.
I love live music.
You know what we should start doing is because Incarceration is supposed to drop their lineup. We're going to Incarceration.
Hell yeah.
And that's like a giant rock metal-ish show at the Mansfield prison in Ohio. And what we should do is when they drop their lineup, start picking bands off that lineup and react to a few of their songs.
Okay, we can do that.
Just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, we can do that.
We should start with the smaller ones.
Yeah.
So they can get
the ones we don't know.
Yeah. I don't want to react to songs that I already know.
Right.
I wouldn't mind.
Well, then it's not really a reaction.
No, I would. Yeah, but people fake it.
I'm not gonna
fake shit.
No,
I'm too blunt of a person.
Well, have you seen my face? I can't hide nothing.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing like a lyrical breakdown of a song, like
cool.
Listening to it. Okay, so maybe this is what this means.
You know, that's a lot of what the reactions that I've seen are.
Yeah,
are people like fully trying to break down, like call out all the bars and all the rap songs and everything like that.
That is always impressive when they do that, because there's stuff with rap songs that I was like, oh, this song's stupid. But watching someone break it down and explain to me, because I'm not, hip to the lingo or whatever the hell you want to call it. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, like I didn't know what capping was until about 7 months ago.
Wait, capping, like
lying.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a thing. I thought you were talking about putting a cap in somebody.
No, capping. That's cap.
Okay, dude, there's a lot of interesting
Yeah,
words
like
that are...
I never understood, but my little brother's little brother, or my other little brother, I guess, kind of in a way. Yeah, let's go with it.
Dude, people get upset about this stuff. Like I don't want to hear these kids, slang. No, but for real, just think about how often you hear people complain about it. Like, that's not even a word. But half of our words in the English language started in freaking pubs.
Yep.
And it just caught on, and then they used it.
Yeah, and I like, now mind you, I like giving him a hard time when he starts using these words.
Yeah.
Because
I
like to get that reaction, but
I like using, I'm the complete opposite. I like using said words. See, I don't know if I could use capping. I don't know if I could use that. But yeet, the amount of times I've used yeet, that means to throw something for the generation that's,
I'll yell yeet after I hit a golf ball.
Yeah.
If I crush it,
yeah.
Yeet.
Yeah. Everything's yeet. I'm like, we're playing video games. Somebody gets tossed across the map. I'm like, oh, you got yeeted. You know what I mean? And it's hilarious because, like, especially like my wife will be like, what? And then now she's saying it. But like, yeah, I was definitely that person at one point too, because I was like, I remember my buddy said, oh, dude, that's dank. And I was like,
that's what?
Exactly. I was like, what? He's like, it's dank, bro. And I was like, I don't even know what the hell that means.
It sounds stinky.
I'm like, dank means like cold, wet cellar. That's what I think of when I think dank.
Sounds like it smells bad.
Yeah. And he's like, no, it means like cool. I was like, interesting.
I mean, I guess I could see where they got it from.
Yeah. It also, it's also interesting to think of it as like a lot how words change meanings. You know what I mean? Like, and they will change.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not.
They always will.
I don't know. Yeah. Some of the like controversial words too. Because I've heard people be like, well, this used to mean that. And and then you're like, well, guess what? But it doesn't mean that anymore. So
yeah.
Call them yourself.
Yeah. It's like different parts of the world with different phrases.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, dude, what podcast was I watching that it was two bears, one cave with Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer, those two idiots. Oh my God. But Bert's like going on how there's swastikas everywhere in Indonesia. It's like, they're everywhere. He's like, and they're like, they're like, what was there? It's just random. It just happened to be a random thing that I happened to be studying Indonesian history at the moment when they're talking about this. And I was like, oh my God. So the swastika actually was like a Buddhist symbol.
Okay.
Before, and then Nazi propagandists like used it to muddy up that reputation, kind of, and used it for their own way. And sadly, that's more popular. But the swastikas are all over the place in Indonesia because of I believe it's Buddhism, if I remember correctly. They have a pretty interesting religious cultural history over there.
Yeah,
like all different kinds of religions. But yeah, it was just funny. I'm listening to it, and they're like, "Why was there swastikas everywhere over in Indonesia?" And I'm like, these guys, oh my God. I mean, yeah, it's funny, but no, I don't know. I think it's almost time to wrap this one up.
You capping?
I'm capping.
You capping?
You're trying to figure out a way to fit that in the whole time, huh?
Oh, I'm gonna fit it in as much as possible.
Gosh, dude. Do you have anything else fun happen this last week? Besides the party and stuff, and the snow. God,
I mean, I threw a lot of balls down lanes.
Did bowling?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna quit bowling. The amount of times I've heard you, I feel like you don't even enjoy it at this point.
I do.
You're like, I'm done with bowling, and then like a week later, you're like, I joined another bowling league.
So here's what happens: the bowling seasons are long.
Yeah.
And when you're talking 32 weeks or something, and I like to golf when it's springtime.
Yeah.
So once we get to April, I'm ready to go golfing. You're done with this. Bowling. And bowling just keeps going.
I got you.
And that's when I hate it. But up until that point, like all winter long,
enjoy it.
I enjoy it.
Okay, I got you. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. You ready to wrap this up?
Oh yeah.
We got to get off earlier than we did last time.
Time.
So we were just having too much fun last time.
Well, plus we got started a little late last time too.
We did. We did much better today on timing and whatnot, I feel like.
Well, I showed up on time.
Yay. Yeah, but that was understandable because you were leaving a showing or a funeral or whatever you were doing. One of the two.
I mean, I got good reasons.
Yeah, absolutely. No, all in all, this was a pretty good week for me. Besides the the obvious stuff that you can't really help.
No, overall, I had a really good week.
Yeah.
So
hopefully here comes
It was
the
a good
next one. Hopefully the snow. I'm torn because it's like, my kids are so happy about the snow.
yeah,
They're really excited about it.
which makes you happy.
Yes, and then as an adult, you're like, the driving sucks in the snow. It's horrible. The shoveling. Basically, when you come adult,
And all
you
the
hate
back roads.
snow. Oh my god, dude. We live in the middle of nowhere, kind of, and you go and tell them about your little fun today out there in the.
I didn't see anything but white.
When you told me about where you're at, I was like, oh, I bet that was fun to drive in all day.
Dude, all I saw was white. Snow everywhere. There were cows in the middle of the road, okay?
Dude, I got a quick funny story about this.
Yeah.
So it's funny that nobody got hurt.
Yeah.
Okay, and looking back, it's funny. It was a little scarier, at that point. But my uncle told his truck driving home a mile home, right?
Okay.
Country block. So it was a little
Yeah.
more than a mile. But he's going around, totaled his truck because he hit a cow. Now, thankfully, he had a motorcycle at the time. And I was like, thankfully, he didn't,
Wasn't on that.
he was on that because that would have been
Devastating.
Yeah, been bad. That's really bad. But it crushed his whole front end, right? The funny part was, this is about 8 years later, when I'm finally going through my driver test, they brought him up.
In your driver's test?
In my driver's test. They're like, yeah, actually, a guy not too far from here. This is a small town, folks. This is how you know it's a small town. When a story from 8 years ago, and the cop's like, yeah, there was actually, and you can tell he was newer to the force, too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, to the
So it's been
force.
spread.
Yeah, it's been spread. So he's like, yeah, there was actually a guy not too far away from here that actually hit a cow going home. So you got to be ready for whatever, right? And I was like, where did he hit a cow at, out of curiosity? They'd like name the road and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, that's my uncle.
Did you tell him that?
I don't remember, to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't remember. But yeah. No,
That's funny though.
It's wild, yeah. Stuff that happens in life, man. You never expect to see a cow running on the road.
Yeah.
And maybe like, I think India has a lot of that, like where there's like cows, because I believe it's a sacred animal.
Yeah, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken here, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe they believe that their dead get reborn as cows or something like that. So it's a holy thing.
I don't know enough about
I believe that's what I've heard. I'm not 100% sure though.
okay, I definitely remember.
I know it's
like,
holy.
Yeah, they're like a holy
It's a
animal.
religious thing.
Yeah. And yeah. But I don't you don't get that around here a lot.
Yeah.
Cows just running on the road.
And
were they on the road?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, what I'm thinking is they just forgot where the grass ended and cement started.
When the snow starts, all kinds of wild stuff starts happening. Fencing starts falling apart, or like it's
And there was like 8 cows, a bull. They're just all hanging out.
That's on the road, or were they
on the road?
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
It was fun.
Yeah. And then you can't really see the road because did you run into any stone roads?
Not today.
Because there's stone roads all over in that area over there.
I know.
Yeah.
That's tomorrow.
Ooh, nice. Hell yeah. All right. You still got to drive through the snow. So we're going to wrap this up a little bit early.
This is our third goodbye.
Yeah, this is our third goodbye. That's perfect for the Midwestern goodbye, though. We're wrapping it up on the third goodbye. Very polite. Yes, absolutely.
We can't do it on the first one, guys.
No. I will not do it on the first one. I refuse. That will not happen.
I will get you too.
That will not happen on the Amateurs podcast. We will.
Hey, it's the Unadulterated Amateur podcast. Thank you very much.
Right, I shortened it because that's a mouthful. Unadulterated Amateur podcast. Say it 3 times real fast. Go.
No.
Do it.
No.
Do it.
Unadulterated Amateurs podcast. Unadulterated Amateurs podcast. Unadulterated Amateurs podcast.
Actually, I'm low-key impressed.
Thank you.
That was good. That was good.
Your turn.
And with that, folks, we're out because I'll mess it up immediately. I can barely get regular words out of my mouth, let alone those.
But
no,
all right, y'all.
Yeah.
That's it for episode 3 of the Unadulterated Amateurs podcast. He's been Joel Norden.
And that is Charles Beeson.
Y'all have a great day.
Peace out, guys.